Hi everyone, I hope you're all having a fabulous day. So today we'll be doing a more advanced nail art design, especially for Halloween. So normally I would practice before, but I didn't, so yes, hoping this will work out. So first I applied a base coat and then I cured. And now I'm just going to apply. Now the beginning is not advanced. This is not advanced at all. The design itself is advanced, so anyone can do this. I am going to apply 2 coats of a black and then I'm going to cure again. Okay, so after applying 2 coats of black, I'm now going to apply a cat's eye. Now this is a black cat's eye, but you can use any cat's eye as long as it has a silver shift to it, then it would be fine. So if I haven't mentioned it yet, this is going to be vampire inspired. And I'm going to just activate. Now you need to play with it a little to make sure the shift is where you want it to be, which probably should be at the sides of the nail, I'm feeling, and maybe at the, it doesn't really matter. Let's see. No, this side needs more. There we go, that's much better. And I need some more here as well. Sorry about the background noises. It's Saturday and everybody around me seems to be chilling and just being in a sort of like a party mood, I guess. There we go. And I'm going to cure for 60 seconds. Okay, so after curing, I'm going to be applying a red jelly on top. Now this is going to give us that vampire look that I'm going for. I hope I'm in shot. Why is it every time that I film there's always a bug in my room? Why? There we go. Let me see if I can show you what it's looking like right now. Let me try this real quick. See if this doesn't work better. There we go. Pretty cool, isn't it? Okay, so I'm going to cure again for 60 seconds and then I'm going to apply a matte top coat on top. So before we start with the artwork, I thought let me show you the other nails of the set I've done so far. Now this is the same process I've done with the nail I just did. I just added some charms. I'm still not sure if you'll be able to tell. Okay, this might be a little better, I feel. So this has been really fun so far. So I'm hoping that the rest of the design will turn out cute as well. But first I think let's open the advent calendar part, because the character drawing or the portrait drawing is going to be a bit longer. I will speed through some of the process because I do not want the video to be 2 to 3 hours long. So, but let's do the advent calendar then. So we've opened these two. Now I'm thinking, let's open the next two, shall we? Why are you so difficult? I am destroying this box. Little yellow Kuromi. Cute, isn't she? Okay, and the next one. They are kind of cute. So let me add their little chains. What did I do with it? Let me just... I think... So these are the ones we've gotten previously. And there was a yellow one as well. And I'm just going to add chains to them and I'll be right back. And there they are. So these are the two new ones. And then the first two. They're cute. Okay, so it's a different day and this is the third time me trying this. The other times were great, but unfortunately I wasn't in shot, so I have my husband here to help me stay in shot. So I'm adding a little bit of black to my palette. And I'm using a smaller liner brush. And I'm just going to outline to where I want the hair to be. So I'm picking up there and then right about there. And so this is the outline for the hair. And now I'm just going to start drawing in the face. So I'm going to find the middle of the nail. So about... I'm just making a dot. And now I'm just connecting. And I will clean up the line. You see, okay, and then from here I'm going to draw where I want the neck to be, and there, and then this part. A little bit of the ear. So I'm going to show you just now, hoping you can see. Okay. So next, let me give that a flash cure real quick. and I'll be right back. Okay, next I'll be adding some white model ones to my palette because I do want to fill in her face. She needs to be very pale, very undead. She is a vampire after all. Now, some of the process I'm going to do on camera, some I'm going to do off because it's easier for me to see. Right now I'm having a hard time seeing what I'm doing, but I'll show as much as I can and I will explain as I go. So I'm just filling in the face. So this is going to take more than one layer. And this is more advanced. So please let me know in the comments below if you want me to see more advanced nail art from time to time, or would you rather me keeping it simple, beginner friendly? Now honestly, the problem was never the nail art, the problem is staying in shot. That's the big problem. Because everybody that does nail art can tell you it's not that easy staying in shot the whole time. Especially if you can't see. And with the lights it's difficult sometimes to see. I'm just going to make sure it's even, or as even as I can get it, because there will be another coat. I'm going to get as close to the hairline as I possibly can, and then I'm also going to be filling in the ear as well. And then also the neck area. Okay, so I'm going to give this a full cure and then I'm going to repeat the process and I'll be right back. Okay, so for the next part I did 2 coats. For the next part I'm using my SJP palette, and this is just a sponge, and this is just a nail form, and I'm just removing some of the fluff. I do not want the fluff in my design, and this is just to prevent that from happening. Now like I said, she is a vampire, so she needs to look almost undead. So I'm just picking up a little bit. I only need a small amount, and I'm just patting this in. Now immediately you can see the difference, because this has a shift to it, giving her that undead kind of look. There should be a little bit more there. and then the ear. So just making sure it's patted in properly and it's everywhere that I need it to be. There we go. Now I'm going to show you just now. Oops. If I move this, can you see the shift? Okay, so now I'm going to cure it for 60 seconds and we'll move on to the next step. So this is the third time I've done this. I wasn't in shot, so, and I didn't know, I only realized when I was editing. So this is the first one that I've done. Like I said, unfortunately not in shot. And then let me show you the other one as well. Just to prove to you I have done this 3 times already. Now this one we're creating is almost like this one. Alright, so next. I'm going to use a finer brush even. Now I'm going to try and do this on camera because I really can't see, but I'm going to try, okay? So it should be, and then I think that's too thick, maybe. No, this is too thick. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do this off camera because I really can't see. Okay, so I've done the nose off camera, the outlines. And now we'll be moving on to the mouth. Like I said, this is not so easy. But it is doable. Okay, that's done. Okay, her mouth I actually like. Let's do this. So let me go in and just open up lip, and now we can move on to the eyebrow. So it should be from about so I'm just outlining to where I want everything to be. There should be right there. Okay, this is way too much. And I'm just adding small lines and then thick. And I want this part darker too, like so. Now I'm going to turn the nail a little so I can actually draw in some of the lashes. Okay. And I'm going to give her a quick flash cure, and then we can start with the shading. Okay, so to my palette I'm adding a little bit of base. So I'm going to add 2 drops. So for the shading there needs to be a lighter gray and then a darker, or a darker shadow and then a lighter one. So okay, pick up a lot more, make that one the darker one. And a little bit darker than that. Perfect. Okay, so let's start the shading. So now we'll be starting with the eye first. So I'm picking up a little bit of the lighter shadow color, and I'm just going to go to where the fold of the eye is supposed to be, and a little bit past the eye. And now I'm using a little bit of the darker color, the shadow color. So much still. And I'm going to repeat the process. So this is pretty dark, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to blend this out. And since there's too much of this, I can actually start by using this. I still need to blend this out a lot more. And then on this side I'm going to repeat the process. Straight down. And just connect. And now I'm going to blend it all out. So it's obvious but not that obvious. And this is way too dark. So unfortunately we'll have to cover some of it up, but it's fine. It's not a big deal. Now to make sure that I'm just using a little bit of white in the middle of the nose. Just to define it a little bit more. Picking up some white. So we need some white on the eyelid as well. And then just underneath the brow. so. So I'm still feeling we need to lighten this just a little bit, finer lines. Adding more white to the nose. And now I just blend it out. And take it all the way up. So there should be a line. At the crease. There we go. And then we can add some shadow underneath as well. And she needs shadow over there. And on this side. And definitely over there. Okay. So let's start with the Cupid's bow. It should be right about here. Perfect. Just going to blend this out a little bit more. Good. And then the lips. Now the lips should be darker towards the middle. So I'm going to fill in the lips with a lighter gray or a lighter shadow color. Just like so. I need a bit more thinking. Okay. And I'm taking a little bit of the black. Separating the mouth, the lips, and then we definitely need more on the eye. And I'm just going to draw this out, and definitely more on the eyebrow as well. I do want her to have like a darker eyebrow. Okay. And now I'm going to cure again for 10 seconds, so it's just a flash cure to keep everything in place. Okay, so now we add shadow. She's going to need shadow, definitely. Where her hairline is. So I'm just outlining the hairline right now. there. So let's do this a bit darker, I'm thinking. I am going to outline her face real quick. Again. Okay. And then there definitely should be more on the hairline right on this side as well. Definitely need some shadow here. And on the ear as well. Top bar. Okay. Okay, that's too much. Hold on. But I guess that's a good thing about drop. Just remove what you don't need. And then definitely at her neck, she's going to need okay, good. So now I'm going to cure her again, and then we can add some of the strands of hair. Okay, so now for the hair strand. So I'm just going to create the illusion of hair, because I do want the background to actually be the hair, if that makes sense. So right about there. And then on this side. There we go. And I'm going to give it a full cure of 60 seconds. So to my palette I added a little bit of rhinestone glue, and to her ear right there. Just make sure I'm picking up. Okay. I'm going to add like an earring. There we go. And I'm going to cure, and then I'm going to top coat and cure again for 60 seconds, and I'll be right back. Okay, so I have decided to do the top coat on camera so you can see the design coming to life. The top coat always makes a huge difference. I wanted the cat's eye background to be the color of her hair. So I thought I'm just going around the rhinestone, trying not to go over it. And please remember to like and subscribe and share. And remember there's the Halloween live on the 25th of October with a few of my nail sisters, and I'm really excited. So I hope to see you there. Now, as you can see, the design really came to life. I'm going to cure for 60 seconds and I'll show you the final result. And there we go. So let me just put her on the stand. And then you can see the entire set. There we go. So I'm hoping you can see the cat's eye. Maybe this will be a little bit better, I'm not sure. Yes. Okay. So thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, stay blessed, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.